What's up, guys? It's Logan here, and today I'm going to be talking about a cryptocurrency that I believe has a ton of upside potential. I am definitely not one for shilling out tokens that are a complete rug pull. There are so many different cryptocurrency projects out there, so finding the winners can definitely be difficult, and I do believe that I found a winner here. The backstory on how I found this token is some of my friends that are involved in high-level banking, that are Bitcoin maximalists, that hate Ethereum and XRP and other tokens out there, actually referred me to this token and to look into the project, and that to me was very intriguing because these guys that I know are Bitcoin maximalists. Again, they do not like altcoins for the most part, but this was a different scenario. And once I found out how much, money my friends invested into this project, it intrigued me even more. So I did my digging, I did my research, and I'm here to present you a token that I think could absolutely change your life and my life and people who get in on more of this ground floor level. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to invest in this token. I have personally invested in this token, so I guess I do have some upside from getting other people on board, but this is more educational purposes only. I just want to, share the information because information and knowledge is power. So the token that I'm talking about is called TerraLuna, Luna for short. And you can see right now I have Coinbase pulled open and we are trading at roughly $5 per token. The reason why I am so bullish on Luna as a token is because the Terra ecosystem is light years ahead of other ecosystems in the crypto space. And the industry, the specific niche that Terra is focusing on is DeFi, decentralized finance. I personally believe that all finance is going to become decentralized in the next 10 years. I know that's a bold claim, but once the ball starts rolling in this direction, it's going to be impossible to stop. What's really cool about decentralized finance is the fact that if you have a smartphone, you now have a bank. So let's look at some of the things that make Luna as a token and the whole entire Terra ecosystem very unique. The thing that I love about the Terra ecosystem is the fact that they built all of their protocols and technology utilizing stablecoins. So one of the biggest problems with cryptocurrencies as a whole is the fact that they're very volatile. Bitcoin can go up by 15% in a day and down by 25% the next day. And if you're using cryptocurrencies as a form of payment, that can be very problematic. If you're selling your car and I transfer you $20,000 worth of Bitcoin and tomorrow that Bitcoin's only worth $15,000, that's not a very good deal for you. And people can argue and say, well, Bitcoin's a store of value for the long term. And I understand that. It's more like digital gold, but there needs to be cryptocurrencies that are used as forms of payment. And that's why stablecoins are gaining more and more popularity. And USTerra, which is a stablecoin in the Terra ecosystem, is an algorithmic stablecoin that is absolutely taking off. And I'm going to show you it right now on Coinbase so you can see UST as a token has a $1.9 billion market cap. So gaining a lot of popularity. And what's really cool about UST and Luna as far as the relationship goes, Luna is designed to be almost like a balancing mechanism for UST. So the stablecoin is pegged against the US dollar. They also have KRT, which is pegged against the Korean dollar. There's multiple different stablecoins that can be minted in the Terra ecosystem, but UST specifically is pegged against the US dollar. And obviously that peg can fluctuate a little bit by 1%, 2%, 3%. But what keeps it in check and keeps the peg stable is the token called Luna. So Luna will expand and contract to keep UST at a stable peg 1-for-1 against the US dollar. Now here's something else to keep in mind. As more UST is being used, more Luna will also be burned. This is why I think that Luna has so much upside potential, because all of these different protocols that are being developed within the Terra ecosystem all use UST, the stablecoin. So as these protocols become more and more popular, that means that more and more Luna is going to be burned, which means Luna becomes more scarce, and by default, the price should rise dramatically. So let's take a look at two of the different protocols that have been launched in the Terra ecosystem. The first one that I'm going to show you is really cool. It's called Mirror. Mirror is a synthetics trading platform. So if we go on the web app right here, this platform is very unique because it gives people the ability to trade stocks from anywhere in the world. People in Thailand can now trade Tesla, but it's not Tesla, it's a mirrored synthetic asset. So just like how a stablecoin is pegged against the US dollar, a mirrored synthetic asset is pegged against, in this case, a stock. So people around the world can now trade equities, quote unquote, but they're synthetic assets. So this platform is gaining a lot of popularity with people around the world who want to trade stocks, but a lot of these people don't have access to the US equities market. Like people in Thailand or Japan or whatever it is, they can't trade Tesla or Microsoft or Google, but now they can through this synthetic trading platform called Mirror. And when you want to trade these stocks, guess what you have to use in order to buy them, sell them? You have to use UST, the stablecoin. So as Mirror becomes more popular, that means more UST is being used, which in turn burns more Luna. So hopefully that's starting to make sense, and you're kind of putting together the pieces of the puzzle, connecting the dots here on why Luna can go up so much in value. Now, the next protocol that I'm going to show you is called Anchor, and Anchor is a high yield savings protocol. When we talk about traditional returns, like at the bank, you're getting less than 0.01% a year on your money. Maybe you're getting like a 0.5% or 1% if you keep your money in the bank. And that's kind of crazy because if you look at inflation, we're actually losing money by saving money because inflation has increased so dramatically, especially in the past year. We're at like a 6+% inflation rate. But I digress from that. Anchor is such a cool protocol because it's simple. There are so many people out there that would love to get involved in cryptocurrencies, but are scared of the volatility. They want to get 10, 15, 20% a year on their money, but they can't stomach that volatility. So with Anchor, you're able to deposit UST on this platform and get a fixed APY return. So that's a yield per year, which is paid out daily on the money that you put on this platform. So check this out. Now you can see here the APY, which is the interest per year, is 19.49%. That means that if you put your UST on this platform, which is a stable coin, you're getting 19%, almost 20% a year on your money for just letting it sit here. Now, you may think that this is way too good to be true, but it's not. This is the future of finance, basically allowing users to do exactly what the banks do through borrowing and lending and all that stuff. And I'm not going to get too much into it, how it all works, right? But there are over $345 million worth of deposits on Anchor that are getting roughly 20% a year APY, which is super, super impressive. So think about this. As more people use Mirror, as more people use Anchor, what are they using to use those platforms? They're using UST, the stablecoin. As more UST is being used, more Luna is then in turn being burned, which creates more scarcity, which price goes up at that point. So I believe with just these two protocols alone, with Anchor and with Mirror, the price of Luna has tremendous upside. But that's not all. Let's look at some of the other protocols that are about to launch within the Terra ecosystem. So I have this image pulled up right here. As you can see, Anchor, Mirror, these are two different protocols that I just showed you. There's also Spar, which is like a hedge fund management service where you can pretty much like manage other people's monies, their funds, you can trade for them. Pylon protocol is really interesting as well. It's almost like a crowdfunding platform where startups and companies and protocols can get crowdfunding, but the depositors will deposit UST, and it's also hooked up to Anchor. So the principal investment, quote unquote, by the depositors is not what's actually being invested. It's the interest that's being generated from the deposit that's being invested into the crowdfunding. If that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, but instead of investing your principal, you're basically investing the interest that's generated from Anchor protocol. That's how Pylon works. I mean, there's so many different protocols that are about to launch. It wouldn't surprise me by the end of the year if there's over 50 different protocols that are live and active within the Terra ecosystem. And what's really cool about this is the fact that if you stake your Luna token, so if you buy Luna and you stake it on the Terra station, which I'm going to show you in a second, I have mine staked, you actually receive free airdrops, which are free payments of tokens within the Terra ecosystem, and those airdrops happen on a weekly basis. So right here, I have my Terra station opened up. As you can see, I have 1,844 Lunas staked on this platform. That means that my Lunas are being locked up, and then in turn for locking them up, I am rewarded. I paid in Luna tokens. So you can see at the top here, the rewards, 0.95 Luna. This happened in just like a few days where I got almost another full Luna as a reward for staking and just really locking up my tokens for 21 days at a time. But again, here's the kicker. When you lock up your Luna, you receive free airdrops of the other tokens in the ecosystem. So right now, the other two tokens are Mirror and Anchor, right? They're their own protocols, their own platforms, but they also have a token that's attached to each platform. And there are going to be, 20, 30, 50 protocols launching by the end of the year. And most of those have their own tokens as well, and will be doing airdrops on a weekly basis. So when those airdrops happen, you just go onto the app, you claim your reward, and then what you can do is you can hold that token, or you can even swap it for Luna. That's what I do personally. I get the tokens from these other protocols, and then I swap it right back into Luna because I think that Luna has the most upside potential out of any token in the ecosystem. So now let's talk about price prediction and where I think that Luna is headed by the end of 2021 and also in the next upcoming years. So I believe that by the end of 2021, I think that we could easily see Luna at $50 to $100 per token. Now in the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, I really do think that Luna could be a top 10, possibly even top 5 coin as far as market cap goes, because people want to build dApps and decentralized protocols on the Terra blockchain. When you look at what they're doing, they're building out protocols that have real world utility. And I think that we're just really scratching the surface when it comes to decentralized finance. And as more traditional finance moves into decentralized finance, Terra is going to be the go-to blockchain. And it's not really trying to compete with Ethereum or compete with Polkadot or compete with these other blockchains and stuff. Terra is trying to empower people around the world to get involved in crypto instead of having this, circular environment where crypto protocols are built out for people already in crypto. They're trying to get mass adoption, meaning people who would never be involved in crypto are now getting introduced to crypto because of protocols like Anchor, where they can get 20% APY. So in the next 3 to 5 years, where do I think Luna token price could be? I know it's going to sound a little bit crazy, but I do believe it could be over $500 per token. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy Luna. I'm not telling you that this is going to be $500, but just, having vision, right, of where we're at right now and where we could be, and looking at the different protocols being built and the relationship between Luna and UST and real world utility, I believe that this, this ecosystem is a winner. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informational, value packed. And if you have any questions about TerraLuna, the Terra ecosystem, or cryptocurrencies in general, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this project and if you do think that it's a winner. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.